Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Carl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast Radio.
Well, last year, Deirdre McGlone and her husband Mark sold Harveys Point Hotel in Donegal after 3 decades in the hotel industry. Deirdre joins me now to share her story and her wealth of experience about the hotel industry. Deirdre, how did you find yourself immersed in the world of business and specifically within the hospitality sector?
It's always been a dream of mine to, be involved with anything to do with people, Carl. I love working with people. And from the tender age of 13, I had my first job in a local restaurant and local bar and hotels. Then every summer holidays, I would be working to earn a few bob to go out dancing at the weekend. So, and then over 30 years ago, I found myself starting as a receptionist in the then newly opened Harveys Point. So I worked there as an employee, and love came along the way. And long story short, I married the boss's brother, and then we both bought the hotel from his brother, Jody, and then we stayed on for 30 years building the business and loving every minute of it.
And when you look back to the early days of Harveys Point, what was it that was the key to its initial success?
Well, Carl, I do think it was a combination of great scenery, lovely rooms, good food. But above all, Carl, it was the people that made the place, the team that we built around us in Harveys Point, from front of house to back of house and all around the house. Each and every one of them played their part in really taking such pride in the hotel, but also ensuring that every single guest was welcomed with a Donegal smile and a genuine care for, ensuring that each guest had a lovely experience.
And Deirdre, how much of your business was repeat business over the years?
Oh, every year we got more and more regular and repeat guests, so much so that, I had a personal relationship with almost all of the guests. So it was great fun, welcoming old friends back basically year on year. So the percentage really just grew gradually, but it was very repeat and referral were our biggest sources of getting business in the door.
Over the 30 years that you were at the helm, how did you adapt that business to the changing customer needs?
Our adaptation really was, maybe more so with technology as the internet became an important driver of business, but also an important voice for guests to voice their opinion, via, let's say, TripAdvisor, etc. So we tried our best to adapt to, changing behaviour of customers. In other words, people, reading a good review will or not, would influence their decision to visit a property. So we tried to keep on top of the game, but always try to keep our product fresh and our service always impeccable. Really, that was it.
And Deirdre, as I mentioned, you decided to sell Harveys Point just over a year ago. Some in the industry are saying you must have had a crystal ball at the time to think that maybe COVID was on the way. But what really brought about that impetus to sell at the time?
Well, we were approaching our 30. We were just very close to our 30-year milestone, and we felt, we had brought the business as far as we felt we could. The business was ready for more investment and still has huge potential. So we just felt we would exit while we were on a high, and that we still loved the business and loved the place. And also, Carl, our 3 children, when we sat down and talked with them about their dreams and aspirations for the future, Harveys Point just didn't feature for them at that time. And they just said, look, Mommy and Daddy, we love the place, but we want to have our own dreams. So we respected that and felt, well, we're... it still gives us time to pursue maybe other dreams or just enjoy time as a family. As a mommy, I went straight back to work each and every time the kids were literally just born. I went back to work. So I felt it's time for me to be a mommy at home again, or for the first time really. And certainly I've enjoyed every minute of that.
Now, Deirdre, I know that you were very supportive to others within the hospitality sector right across the country over the years. What type of support and advice have you given your colleagues in that greater hospitality and tourism sector over the past 12 months as they've tried to navigate their way through the pandemic?
Yes, it has been quite a challenge, but I could easily put myself in the shoes of somebody who is going through those challenges where an external circumstances, as in COVID, have such an impact on business. And so I was there before where, we had all the different events that took place where, business stalled or stopped, and just even having a business and being able to stay afloat. I know very well that feeling of, trying to keep all the balls in the air. So my advice really primarily has been to just, stay strong, stay healthy, make sure to, use this time wisely to prepare for when as I believe, pent-up demand will mean that when, and hopefully soon, hospitality businesses can open again, that, everybody will be ready and excited about that opportunity. But my main advice would be just to ride out the storm, because storms come. We saw the recession, we saw through it, so it was survival and then growth, So these things, as hard as they are, they do pass.
Do you think that the hotel industry in general is going to have to increase its prices going forward to try and recoup some of those losses that they've incurred over the past 12 months?
I'd say there will be a sort of temptation to do that, but hopefully our government will step in and reduce the VAT as was promised, and that, to make ends meet, it shouldn't be the customer who gets penalised, nor should it be the hotelier either, or the accommodation provider. I think it's a very fine-tuned balance in terms of pricing. And as I say, having been through the recession there a few years ago, it was all about offering added value rather than discounting or, price cutting.
And Deirdre, I know over the years you've been very supportive to female entrepreneurs, especially at the start-up stage. And in doing so, you became part of that Going for Growth programme as a mentor. Why is that initiative so important to you?
Well, I think it's great, that I joined the Going for Growth community way back when I was in business and feeling that bit, exposed or needing some peer support. I was invited by Paula Fitzsimons, the wonderful leader of both Acorns and Going for Growth. So she asked me to be a lead entrepreneur on Acorns. And I jumped at the challenge and the opportunity because I felt where I had been helped before, with Going for Growth, it was my turn to give back. And particularly because the Acorns programme targets female entrepreneurs at an early stage, startup stage, in rural Ireland. So being from rural Ireland, I felt that this was a great way for me to help my colleagues in the region here who might at times feel a little bit isolated or just needing that bit of support to put shape on their business or the beginnings of their business. And I really enjoyed, we completed 5 years of the Acorns programme. And like that, it was so rewarding to see so many businesses, business ladies come through that programme and go on from strength to strength from there. So I've enjoyed that very much.
Deirdre, what advice do you have for the women listening this morning that are just at the starting point of their journey into the hospitality or tourism-related businesses?
My advice really would be to take it one step at a time, try to be as innovative as possible, think outside the box and seek support, and don't be afraid if you, as I did, fall down. I dusted myself off and got up again and, learned from my mistakes and learned to see mainly find the balance in life between work and life and family and business, that nothing should suffer because of the challenges that are out there.
Finally, Deirdre, after selling Harveys Point, you set your eyes firmly on France with a very exciting project in the pipeline there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was all part of our romantic love story because Mark, my darling husband, and I, we were 25 years married this year on Valentine's Day. So last year, the year before, we stumbled upon an old mill that was for sale in France. And I remember it was Storm Dennis. It was wildly big storm outside, and we were sitting on our anniversary, cuddled into the house, beside the fire. We saw this beautiful mill for sale. So somehow we just decided that this could be it now. We had taken a year out after having sold the hotel, and this felt right. So we saw that it was a holiday rental property. So we felt, there's a bit of business here in terms of, building that as a business and using that as our base whenever all the children fly out the nest. So we just decided, so we bought it, and now we're anxiously hoping that we can get over to start renovating the mill whenever travel restrictions will be lifted. But look, we're going to, like anyone, we have to just play it by ear and wait till the coast is clear and wait till we can get moving forward on that.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Deirdre McGlone, the former owner of Harveys Point Hotel in Donegal, and I wish her every success with her new venture in France.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Carl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast